Locker Room ENT.
Yeah, we want all the smoke, we want all the action. If you're grinding for the paper, don't forget your passion. If you're driving, pull it over, that can lead to crashing. DJ Demise is on the mix, and that can lead to dancing. Go ahead, shake it, girl, everybody clapping. Damn, do it for the gram, I ain't even capping. If you grind till you shine, you can make it happen. Uncle Marv, Marty Marv, keep it old fashioned.
The Keeping It Old Fashioned Show.
All right, everybody. It's good to be back. This is Uncle Marv.
And your boy Marty Mar.
And welcome to the Keeping It Old Fashioned Show. You know, we made a station change now with She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip hop. And it's good to be back here.
Yeah, it is.
All right, for those of you who have never heard our show before, let me give you a little background on who we are, what it is that we do. My name is Uncle Marv. I'm the CEO and founder of Uncle Marv's Old Fashioned Beef Bacon Company. We make beef bacon. My family's been making beef bacon since the 1800s. Our hickory and brown sugar is a family recipe that comes back from 1863. I redeveloped it and added 200,000 plus flavors with the help of my chief bacon maker here, Martin Nicoletti, and we also do a variety show that we talk about a lot of topics. We talk about current events, things we find interesting. We have some segments called What Makes Marty Mad, and Marty gets to discuss different things that make him mad about life, We have Martifacts. And tell me a little bit about the word Martifact, where that comes from, Martin.
Well, I like to read a lot. So a lot of it is sometimes useless. I get stuck in a black hole of, Wikipedia and things like that. But I do love to read. So my friends always used to make fun of me saying that I'm like an almanac of useless facts. So a good friend of mine, Dave, shout out to Dave, he actually sent in a definition for Martifacts into the Urban Dictionary .com website, and after 6 months they actually approved it, so it's officially a word. Martifact is in the Urban Dictionary. Yes.
And you guys are going to enjoy that segment today. We talk about sports sometimes. We talk about lots of stuff.
Everything.
We also have a world-class DJ that we're proud to have as part of the team. He's also our vice president of promotions and audio visual commercials, things of that sort, talking about no other than DJ Demise. And as part of the show, you're going to hear a half hour every week that we come on of one of the dopest, one of the sickest, one of the most legendary mixes that your ears ever have the pleasure of hearing, folks. So keep it locked in to She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip hop. And welcome to the Keeping It Old Fashioned Show. Main topic we're going to talk about today is going to be tipping. All right.
Very important.
Tipping is something that's controversial here because we're one of the only countries that still does it. So we're going to get into the do's and don'ts, the whys. A lot of people feel a lot of kind of ways about, tipping, but I think it's because they don't have all the facts. Right? And when we say tipping, we're not talking about a city in China. Nah, man. We're talking about, when you go to restaurants, you go to different businesses, when you should tip, if you should tip, how much you should tip, why you should tip, or why you shouldn't. This has been a whole controversial thing.
For a long time.
If you watch you on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, people are always either complaining about, I work here and they came in, they didn't leave me no tips. Or these people expected me to tip for this. Or how much they leave, or whether they should leave, or whatever. Or, and I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people don't realize that tipping is mostly, in the modern world, a strictly American thing.
Yep.
Right? Most of the world, if you go to buy something, you go to eat, everything's included in the price. So a lot of this, because everybody comes to America, a lot of this is misunderstandings.
Yeah.
A lot of people weren't raised to tip, but most people in the United States that are from here don't tip because they're cheapskates.
Yes,
and they
absolutely
never
true.
had a job in the service industry, and they do not understand the importance of it. So, Martin, bring us into this whole tipping thing. Break it down to the people, the history of it, and, tell them a little bit about the knowledge, the background before we get into this.
Tips, it stands for to ensure prompt service. Okay, tipping is very important as part of the restaurant experience.
Hold up, Martin. You're going too fast, brother. Tell them what tips stand for, because I know a lot of people don't even know what it means. Break it down again. What does tips mean?
To ensure prompt service.
To ensure prompt service.
Prompt service.
You pay tips to ensure prompt service.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, continue.
So, what I like to do, because I got to be honest with you, I think that every single person that grows up in the United States, they should at least have to work or take a class in a restaurant to really know what it's like to work in the front of the house. What I mean by the front of the house of a restaurant is serving and bartending. I've cooked, I've served, I've bartended, I've done it all. Now, what I personally like to do whenever I travel to a different country, I like to do research on how that country handles the whole tipping situation. In the United States, it is absolutely how servers pay their bills. Unfortunately, I didn't set up the system. People set it up a long time ago, but servers get paid only a couple dollars an hour, if even.
What do you call a couple of dollars an hour?
$2.34 an hour.
$2. And let me break it down to you. It's been this way for decades.
Yep. And
$2.34 is what the majority of servers in this country make.
Yep. So we completely rely on tips. So you have to realize not only that, okay, that's what the employer pays us. Okay, so whenever a guest comes in to sit at your table, let's say I'm waiting on that table. Let's say their bill's $100. Okay, now whatever they ordered as alcoholic beverages or a glass, something from the bar, I have to pay a percentage of that to the bartender out of my tips, no matter what. If this table left me zero or left me a $20 tip, I still owe the bartender money for making that guest drinks. Not only that, I have to pay the food runner a percentage of whatever the food on that check is, no matter if I got a tip from this guest or not. So what could actually happen if you're someone that doesn't tip or refuses to tip, it would actually cost me money for me to take care of you, for me to wait on your table. If you left me zero, I still have to pay the bartender, the food runner, sometimes even the hostess a percentage of my tips, no matter what. So I owe that money from the moment you sit down and have everything you ordered at the end, I owe that money. So it's very important to leave a tip because it will cost your waiter money. So how do we tip? Like in the United States, they said for a long time 15% is what you're supposed to leave for good service. That's done. 20% should be the minimum nowadays. Nowadays, 22% if you had an amazing experience. Now, on the other hand, you should also be very careful because a lot of places, especially like in Miami Beach, the South Beach area, the gratuity is included. So a lot of my colleagues, not I, because I think I'm one of the few honest servers because there are a lot of bad servers out there. They know that the gratuity is included, and what they try to do is try to get that double tip. They won't leave you the receipt. They won't show you the receipt that says
Martin,
80%
let me interject right here because here's what I think is the crux to the problem.
Tell me.
When you go overseas, everything's included, right?
Yeah.
So people don't have to worry. Now, these companies know they've been paying $2.34
For a long time.
for decades, right? Now, I hear what you're saying, right? I mean, you work in the industry and I see your side of it. But look at the reverse of it, right? It is not on me to pay a livable wage to a million, sometimes billion-dollar company to take care of their employees.
I can see where you're coming from.
Do you hear where I'm coming from?
I can see where you're coming from. That.
Now, I look in the news, and on Instagram, they had this TikTok that's going around where McDonald's got 180 bags that people aren't tipping these DoorDash and these Uber Eats drivers, bro. These people get paid nothing.
Nothing.
And it costs a lot. Yeah, the company's making all that money.
Yep.
If you don't want to have to pay that, drive yourself to McDonald's and pick your food up.
Yep. Simple as that.
Because if you don't have a tip there, these people aren't getting money for their gas.
Which is expensive.
They aren't making any money at all unless you tip them. So what's going to motivate them to bring you your food? That's why the food is all packed up and sitting there. If they don't see that tip. Now, here's the problem. What does tip stand for?
To ensure prompt service.
To ensure prompt service. So they're like, well, why should I pay them? They haven't done anything yet. It's to ensure prompt service. You tip them, and then if they don't bring it on time or your food's messed up, all of these apps have a feature where you can readjust the tip.
Yep.
That's what it's there for. So all these is excuses. But I still feel there's going to be a day of reckoning that food workers such as yourself need to unionize.
Yes, we should.
And I'd rather, and I've worked at restaurants as a chef. I've ran restaurants. When I run my catering business, I do not run tips like that. What I do is I pay a livable wage, right? All of the waiters make a livable wage. And if people choose to tip because they got prompt service, then the whole wait staff, not me, not the managers, get to share those tips among themselves.
Yeah.
That's fair, bro.
Well, I believe, to your point, that's how they do it in Europe. Like, I just got back from Portugal, and the way they do it over there is those waiters do get paid a livable wage. Like, the tipping standard over there, like, if you have an extremely amazing experience, you tip 10%. Or a lot of times for a round of drinks, you just round up. If you, let's say you pay 13 euros and 50 cents for 2 drinks, you would just round it up to 15. If you did that in the States, you're a cheapskate. But over there in Europe, because they're all getting a livable wage, it's a bonus for them. They're happy with that. So there's a huge difference between, like you said, getting a livable wage over there and what we get paid $2 and change an hour. You know, there's many times that I don't even get a paycheck. It would say this is not a paycheck because that $2 and change goes towards paying my taxes. So I don't even get a paycheck.
Let me say this right now. There are other industries. I went to a smoke shop, bro, to get a lighter. And they hand me the Apple iPad, and they got tip 20%, 30%, 40%.
For handing you
right?
like a lighter.
I mean, when you go to the Quickie Mart, they want to be tipped there, right?
Yep.
When you go to serve stuff where nobody's helping me, right?
Yeah.
People in Dunkin' Donuts don't need to get tipped, bro. They're supposed to be making a wage.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, right? Uncle Marvin's a little old. But you got to realize these fast food jobs weren't created for adults. They weren't made for you to take care of your child, your kids, send your kids to college. These jobs were made for kids.
Yep. No,
Right?
I agree with that.
That's why they were less than 30 hours, part-time only, because these kids were expected also to go to school, to be on the football team, right? If you see managers, the managers were the college kids. So the people that took college courses in the summer, they'd be the managers in the winter. And people that took college courses in the winter, they'd be the managers in the summer. And that's why fast food was cheap. But no, somewhere along the line, you got adults, probably all my classmates, I'm looking at you, who was sitting in the back of the room calling me a nerd because I was making A's and studying, and y'all was turning up, talking about the roof is on fire, and staying out all night, and then you didn't learn how to do anything, so now you're stuck in a McDonald's job. Now, let me get this straight. I'm not talking about people that manage them. Some McDonald's managers make good money.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
know
do.
fast food.
Yeah,
I
they
know
do.
Lady Works fast food makes $100K a year, son.
Yep.
You know, that's a career. I'm talking about Joe Blow, who works as a cashier, and mad because he wants $18 an hour. He only makes $6 an hour to work a cash register. They got pictures. Man, I tell them, you go overseas, the McDonald's over there ain't had no workers for 2 decades now, bro.
Yeah.
Japan ain't playing with them. They got robots. You go in,
Absolutely
you pay
true.
with your credit card, you pick what you want, your stuff's bagged up off a conveyor belt, and guess what? It's 10 times better than what they making in my neighborhood, man.
Yep.
The food is fresh. I got no complaints. They got like 2 dudes working in case the robots stop working on something, they'll fix the robots.
Yep.
You know, so it's about perspective, I think,
Yep.
with this whole tipping thing, man. But remember, if you go into a 5-star restaurant, the more expensive the restaurant is, the more money you're going to have to spend on tips. Them people ain't making nothing. And I think it's shameful
Yep.
that the whole system needs to be torn down and rebuilt if we being real. I also think that people need to have personal responsibility, right? Go to community college, bro. They got free GED courses almost no matter where you at. You got to be willing to improve and learn more if you want your life to be better.
Yep.
Not go out here talking about I work hard for my money, I'm not tipping nothing. If you can't afford to tip, you should not be going out.
Stay home.
I know some people ain't gonna like what Uncle Marvin say, F you, Uncle Marvin, I don't like what you're saying, but it's real.
It's real.
Right?
And there's also like a big difference. Like one thing that I did notice when I went to Europe is the service is not as good because they don't care about the tip, again, to ensure prompt service. So there's many times where you're sitting there like 20, 30 minutes before you even get greeted. You order your drinks, you get half your meal before your drinks came out. That would not stand in the United States. See, there's a difference between being an order taker, like a lot of these servers are in Europe. They're order takers. They just basically regurgitate whatever you tell them and they put in a computer and that's it. Over here in the States, like in restaurants that I've worked at, that you've worked at, they're fine dining restaurants. We create experiences. We want you to have a good time from the moment you sit down to the moment you pay your check and leave. So for that, you need to tip your waiter because they absolutely deserve it.
That's a fair point. But I'm also going to tell you this, right? The evil side of that is all the Kerns out here.
Oh, yeah.
I need some water. I'm going to take care of you. And then you
That's
get
a
your
kiss of
bill.
death.
You got $200 bill. They leave you $2, son.
Yep. Which
So, I
costs
mean,
you
it's
money.
also the danger in that because you just said in the beginning, you got to pay that bartender.
No matter
You
what.
got to pay that busser. You got to pay that food runner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, it's a barbecue place. It's a barbecue place in the South, I won't say where, that they got caught, and it's a lawsuit. They got to pay back $290,000 to employees because the manager's making them pull the tips and using that money to pay the salary for the dishwasher,
Yep.
son.
Highly illegal.
It's illegal. So, you know, I think that the employers need to know how to tip, that we need to do our due diligence. Everybody should Google, how should I tip?
Whenever you go
And
anywhere.
learn the rules.
Yep.
All right? We got supercomputers in your pocket. Now, look, it's been a great segment. Thank you for bringing this up, Martin. It's one of Marty's segments. He picked it.
You're giving my heart.
We got our mix coming up by DJ Demise, baby. So keep it locked in if you want to hear some fabulous classic R&B and hip-hop. And, you know, if you're listening on She Real Radio, home to kings and queens of R&B and hip-hop, keep it locked in. If you're on our YouTube station, Uncle Marvs, beefbacon.com, our YouTube, please like and share our channel, folks.
Subscribe.
And keep it locked in. We're going to tell you how to get some free bacon. We'll be right back.
Marty Marv, do you know what time it is?
What time is it, Uncle Marv?
It's time to give away some free beef bacon, baby.
So make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and put in the comments, I want some beef.
That's right. And we're going to pick a lucky winner every single week to give a pack of our bacon to. Our beef bacon comes in 200,000 plus different flavor combinations. And folks, we make this bacon ourselves. It's made fresh, it's organic, and you're going to love it. Thank you for tuning in to our channel.
All right, folks. It's your boy, Uncle Marv, the bacon maker, and my man,
Marty Marv.
he's our chief bacon maker
Yes,
for
I
Uncle
am.
Marv's old-fashioned beef bacon. And we want to let you know, as you heard that drop, you go to our YouTube channel, drop something in the comments, like and share,
And
we're
subscribe.
gonna be subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, folks. I get in a lot of trouble from DJ Demise. I always forget to tell you people to subscribe. Subscribe, baby.
the only way
And
you're
when
gonna
you
win.
do, it's the only way you're gonna win some bacon. Every week we're gonna pick one of you guys to send some beef bacon to. You know, and for those of you that ain't had the experience yet, right? You want to go to Uncle Marv's. Uncle Marv's. Uncle Marvs. You see that? UNCLEMARVS beefbacon.com. And you're going to get some of our tasty bacon. Read about us, and you can hear about my family story. You know, this bacon's been around since the 1800s. People forget. You watch a cowboy movie, you're not going to see no pigs.
Nope.
You're going to see beef. Those cowboys eating beef bacon in their beans. Beef bacon is the difference between a pork chop and a ribeye.
Yeah.
The ribeye is going to cost you more, but it's also going to taste better.
Absolutely.
Let me introduce you to the product.
Oh, I can smell it from
Look,
here.
you see this? This
Oh
is
my
our
God.
delicious, fantastic beef bacon, folks.
100% beef.
100% beef, no pork. You know, if you're Muslim, you're Jewish, ain't no pork in this. A lot of people say, is it halal? Is it kosher? I don't have an imam or a rabbi come and bless this because we use USDA Prime and we use Wagyu. We have a Wagyu product. Now, if you're familiar with Kobe beef, Wagyu, it's the most expensive, the best beef that you can get, period. Now, you go to our YouTube channel, we drop YouTube at Meat and Bone, who we get our Wagyu from, and we have a master butcher that explains all about Wagyu. So if you want to check that out, go to our YouTube channel, check out some of our other videos, all right? But we got different delicious flavors. The hickory brown sugar's been around since 1863, baby.
Yep.
You know,
Lot of
that's
history.
what I just showed you, that cooked version. That was a hickory brown sugar. We got Jamaican jerk, baby. You know, a holiday special. This is pumpkin spice. It only comes out about this time of year, and it
So
stays to
good,
just
man.
after New Year's.
So good.
But it's one of our most popular flavors. A lot of people like, I don't like pumpkin spice. Well, this is one pumpkin spice product you definitely will like because it's delicious. All right? And for those that you need to know, we're doing a Kickstarter soon. We'll have the information to you. We'll drop a link on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and on our YouTube channel. Go support us. When that food truck's done, we're going to be doing donuts with beef bacon. We're going to do all kinds of sandwiches, everything. Well, you can buy our hot, delicious recipes, but you can also buy these packs of bacon. Right now, the packs of bacon available online with free shipping for orders over $100. But if you listen to She Real Radio, they're going to be doing promotions where you keep it locked in to She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip hop, and they're going to be giving bacon away. So between the YouTube and between She Real Radio, baby, you're going to be able to get yourself
Yes, you are.
some of our delicious packs of bacon for yourself. All right? And let me show it to you one more time. Look at that bacon goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh,
You can smell it through the pack. It's amazing. Oh, so good.
I use nothing but organic ingredients. The finest organic hickory we smoke it with. When we smoke applewood, we use applewood, but this is hickory. And it's going to be the best bacon that you ever have in your life, folks. Give it a try. Now we're going to get back to our show. We'd like to thank you for supporting us, for listening to DJ Jamaz in the mix. We hope you enjoy the topics we talk about here on the Keepin' It Old Fashioned show. And we hope you join us next week where we'll have another fire show for you. So this is Uncle Marv,
And your boy Marty Mar.
and we want you to keep it old fashioned with us, all right? And if you're listening to us on the YouTube, then make sure you subscribe to our channel. You like and share with your friends. And if you're listening to us on She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip hop, you keep it locked in. There are lots of other fire shows on the station. The music is going to be popping. It's the only station you really need to listen to, people. So keep it locked in, all right? So once again, it's your boy, Uncle Marv.
Your boy Marty Mar.
And we'll see you next week on the Keepin' It Old Fashioned show. Peace. Beef bacon. That's right, you heard correctly. Beef bacon, baby. Which is better, a pork chop or a juicy ribeye steak? I know I want that ribeye. Uncle Marv has been making beef bacon for years and over 200,000 delicious flavors. Order yourself some today at UncleMarvsBeefBacon.com. That's UncleMarvsBeefBacon.com. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Beef Bacon.
The Keepin' It Old Fashioned Show presents What Makes Marty Mad.
I'm really mad, bro.
Marty.
Oh, what's up, man?
This is a part of the show, folks. For those of you who have never heard us before, where my man Marty tells us what is grinding his gears, what's making him mad, about anything. Marty, what's got you upset today, baby?
Well, you know what? I got to be honest. It was kind of tough to be mad about something because I just, as you know, I just got back from Portugal, took a little vacation with my girl, and, so I definitely needed it. But one thing that really, really upset me now is how companies want you to do their work for them. Basically, the whole shopping thing, you have to check in your groceries now, self-check-in, self-checkout, whatever they call it. Now, at the airport, you have to actually check yourself in, do your bags, weigh your bags, put that dumb sticker on there, and you have to get your boarding pass yourself. There's absolutely no human contact. I don't even know if I was sitting next to Christina on the flight. So it really, really upset me that you pay all this money, for a flight. Airline tickets are extremely expensive nowadays, and you want to be taken care of. And unfortunately, I had to go in there, scan my passport. It took me like 10 tries. It wasn't working. And every time I tried to ask for help, nobody was helping me. Finally, I got it to work. And then all of a sudden, that long sticker comes out. The one you're supposed to put on your baggage? I have no idea how to put that on. And if you put it on wrong, your baggage is going to go to some other different city.
Well, Marty, let me go ahead and educate you on a few things, right? This is called shadow employment. And the airline industry isn't the only people who are forcing their customers to do work.
It's unbelievable,
right?
man.
Now, there was a lady, a lawyer. Those of you that go to Yahoo, you probably seen an article where she was warning people not to use self-checkout because like Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, your supermarket, they all want you to use self-checkout. But what they don't tell you is that they have certain algorithms that the algorithm says you're stealing.
What?
They call the cops. And, these people basically fall into three categories. Category one. And these are the people they call the cops on. They're actually shoplifting.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're going to the self-checkout and acting like they're swiping and they're just throwing the bag and they're not swiping shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what's happening is that, that it's easy to catch because the people in loss prevention is saying, hey, nothing was swiped and they got a bag full of stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have these people that take it a step further who also thieves. They come with their own barcodes, their own UPCs.
They do
Or
that
they
too?
peel them off another item that's cheaper. But what happens, you'll get this alert that says unexpected item in bagging area.
Oh.
Because if it's supposed to be like a 5-pound bag of sugar, but you got 10 pounds of ribeye steaks, the weight doesn't even match. So they're going to know. Now, you got the third category, which is what you want to worry about. If you happen to have a UPC stuck to your cart from somebody else,
It happens.
it'll pick it up and think you're stealing. If you put something on the bottom shelf you forgot about, a can of peas rolls under your pocketbook and you didn't see it, you aren't really trying to steal, but it'll say you're stealing. Sometimes their systems have malfunctions and it'll triple ring something up. You have way of knowing you don't work there. All right?
Yeah.
So when you go to leave, they just call the police and then, certain people, black people, Spanish people, minorities, they don't want to give the benefit of doubt to. You'll have to go to get a lawyer and you'll have to go to court. Now, with you with the airlines, the airport thing,
Couldn't believe it, man.
they're making you do work where there used to be jobs for people.
Yeah.
What's happening is that the CEOs are putting this money in their pocket, Marty.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And until people buck, in my opinion, you got to buck. Look, I tell them all the time, I went to Dollar General and the girl's like, hey, self-checkout's open. I'm like, I don't work here. Well, we don't have a register open. I'm like, well, I guess I won't be buying because I don't work here. Well, why not, sir? Because if something goes wrong, if something's mispriced, if it's the wrong sticker on there, if your computer says it's 80 packs of cigarettes and I got a bottle of soda, I'm not going to be dealing with no cops. That's just Uncle Marvin's way. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great thing to be mad about.
completely agree. It's just like there's less and less jobs for humans. I mean, it's like little by little, they say they're creating all these jobs. Well, I see more and more jobs being taken away, and you need that human touch, especially if something as important as, checking in your baggage. I mean, for me, no computer can replace a human being.
I think it's more this way. The way humans are. The Marine Corps, guys used to get in trouble for not locking their foot lockers. And they said it was because, hey, you're going to make a thief out of a good person. Right?
Well, yeah,
I think of the self-checkout as you feel like nobody's watching you, even though there's cameras everywhere, and they are.
There's cameras
So
everywhere.
a lot of good people, you're in a desperate situation, inflation's high, this food is high, I used to be half this, I'm going to give myself a little discount, I'm going to ring all this up with this one item, I'm just going to slide in the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people get caught up in that they feel they get the crocodile tears like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. Oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have put that. I listened to my husband that put that extra steak in there. He's like, oh, buy one, get one. We come here every week. And, I mean, I can understand it. I don't say I feel for these people, but I can understand it, right?
Yeah.
And it's all in the sake of technology. But at the end of the day, right, they're making these people richer.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm getting at?
That's the
These
whole point,
corporations, the money's not even going to regular employees. It's going to that CEO at the very top who instead of getting 10 million, he's getting 90 million.
Yeah.
And then when he gets 90 million, he's getting 250 million, And it never stops. So I think it's indicative on us
Yeah.
to just not frequent these places,
I try not to. Like Christina, my girlfriend, refuses to use the self-checker. She's like, I do not work for you. Not at all. It's your job.
Okay. Well, look, man. Thanks for sharing what makes Marty mad. You know what I'm saying? I can see why it makes you mad, brother. All I can say is, this is the new world,
unfortunately,
I love the 80s, not the racism. Don't think because they beat the snot late 80s, early 90s out of people, on tape and everything. It's like they're doing now. But what I miss about it was the fact that I didn't have a cell phone in my pocket, bro.
That invisible
Right?
leash.
You can go and enjoy yourself and not have anybody. Because have you noticed that now that everybody has a cell phone on them, that you feel like if you can't get in touch with that person instantly, you start to worry?
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't like that before.
All I was required, go to a phone booth, got some quarters, call your mom, I used to get irritated and I had to page it. Man, why you blowing my pager up? Now you got this phone and it's not like even, it's your family. Google worries about where you're going. Hey, where you going at? Hey, you're in Walmart. How'd you like it? I'm like, Google, your nosies out or what?
Yeah, but it's also an excuse for people to be late. Before you would tell your friend or your girlfriend, whoever you meet, is I'm going to meet you at the movie theater at 8 o'clock. You were going to be there at 8 o'clock come hell or high water. You were going to make sure you're there. Now I'm about to leave the door. I think that's when Miami time was invented, was once everybody had a cell phone in their pocket.
See, I didn't grow up down here in Miami. I'm from B-More, you know what I'm saying?
We're not very good
in
at being that
Baltimore,
time
you don't like
down.
hanging out. You might get robbed, get your wig split or something, You kind of want to be where you're going to be when you're supposed to be there, not a minute before and not a minute late, because you never know what might happen to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just saying it. But listen, folks, you're listening to the Keep It old-fashioned show with Uncle Marv.
Your boy Marty Marv.
And this has been What Makes Marty Mad. Thanks for enjoying this segment. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back. You on She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip-hop. And you're also on a Keeping It Old-Fashioned podcast. If you're on YouTube watching this, don't forget to like and to share our channel. It's 2 ways to hear us right now on She Real Radio, and you can go directly to YouTube and watch our podcast on the Uncle Marv's BeefBacon.com. All right, folks, we'll be right back.
Don't go nowhere.
I remember back in my day.
That's old and on the outs.
All right. On the outs is a segment that we have where we like to choose something from yesteryear, like the 90s, early 2000s, 80s, something that was an integral part of life back then that nowadays either technology supplanted it or we're doing something different. Now, my thing for on the outs today's are old school resumes.
Resumes.
Bear with me a little bit, Marty.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
break it down to you. As a chef, people want to apply to Uncle Marv's old-fashioned beef bacon. I see all kinds of resumes with stuff that you don't need anymore. Case in point, when you're doing a resume, people have Google. They know all about you before you get your resume. They see your name. They're gonna Google you first.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at your LinkedIn.
Your Facebook.
All right. So they really don't need to know that you won that award in 8th grade. They don't need that on your resume. We was taught to put all your awards, your educational system going all the way back from elementary school. They don't need that. What they need was pertinent to your job. So if you're a chef, I want to hear all about culinary school. I want to hear all about your on-the-job training where you worked at a trade school and learned how to cut meat. I want to hear all about your adventures in ice carving school and candy making, patisserie. I want to hear all about that. What I don't want to hear about is your adventures in middle school. I don't want to hear about your wood shop and you won first place because you made this big wooden plaque for your dad. No one needs to know that. That's not going to help you get that job that you're looking for being a chef. It's not going to help you, right? People putting pictures. Easiest way, especially if you're a minority, not to get the job, I had to find out the hallway. I had pimp pictures up there, my chef hat on, like, bomb. Chef Marvin, baby. Look at my chef hat. Never got a call.
Really?
You know why? Yeah, they see that black face. They don't want to, take that picture off. Everybody calls. Because I got a white sounding name. Marvin Sinclair. That guy's a white guy. They call me. I'm like, how you doing? This is Marvin. Yes. I'll come right in for the interview. Then I show up. They're like, oh, he's a black dude. But you know what? He can cook fire, so we're going to hire him. You don't want to put stuff on a resume that's not necessary. They don't need to know your personal address. Just the city and state that you live in. HR can get all that when they give you the job. What you're setting yourself up for is to get yourself your identity stolen. Because when they throw it in the trash, them dumpster divers going to get you. Oh, look, this is what he look like. Yeah, this is address. Oh, yeah. Social security number has no place on your resume.
People do that? They put their social
People
security-
still do that, man. Because in the 70s, they was like, you want to put everything they might need. Their birthday, they don't need to
Their
have
blood
your
type.
exact birthday. Because let me tell you why. It's illegal to have ageism, right?
Yeah.
People will discriminate against you according to how old you are. So you don't need to put
unfortunate
that
truth.
on your resume. All that is after the job is given to you. Now, if you look like you're 5 years old, you're putting a resume in, they might ask you, hey, how old are you? I'm old enough. I'm 21. I'm over 21. All you need to know. That's all you need to tell them, But there's lots of ridiculous stuff that people put on resumes that are no longer required, Martin.
It makes sense, man. It makes absolute sense. It's definitely on the outs the more I think about it. And you know what? You're absolutely correct because you know how many times I've walked into a job and I see a stack of resumes with everybody's personal information just sitting there. Anybody could grab it. Anybody could take it. I didn't think about that. That is an identity theft waiting to
And
happen.
you should think about it because
Yeah.
you live in the #1 city for fraud, United States, Miami, baby.
Oh, man. I
Yes.
love it, though. But yeah, he's correct.
All the scams, all the schemes. If it's a way to depart you from your dollars,
They will figure it out.
it starts here first. And guess what they do? They call their cousins in New York. Mira. I got this new scam, baby. And then it hits New York City, brother.
Oh,
That's right. We the crash test dummies. Then they go up there. Then all the Baltimore, all the cities hit it. Everybody be on scams. People don't want to work. They want to scam you. And the resume is how a lot of people get themselves scammed. Resumes are on the way out. People will want you to join LinkedIn. People are networking. And then once they tell you, hey, we interested in you, you fill out the application, they're going to do the interview online. A lot of my friends, remote workers, bro. remote workers. You know, they not doing no resumes where they got their whole address on there. They telling you what they did at Boy Scouts, and that was at the YMCA, and I was captain of my basketball team. You know, nobody cares. I mean, you know, all they want to know is, can you fix their IBM computer? I mean, do you know Microsoft Excel? Can you get on the phone, Jamal, and talk us through this? They're not trying to see your achievements, and
Well,
when you was in middle school. They're really not.
I figure you being a chef and being a head chef at some amazing places that, I mean, yeah, you want to know some basic information, but you want to get this person behind the stove to see what they can do as soon as possible.
Well, also, you got to remember this. As a chef, I have one of the few jobs that the more jobs you work at, the more well-rounded it makes you.
Yeah.
Right? I've worked at Asian cuisine. I worked at Middle Eastern cuisine, American cuisine, barbecue joints, China, you name it, Uncle Marv has done it. But the thing is that when I'm looking for a job and I know I'm trying to get a job in, let's say, an Italian restaurant, I'm going to put down the work history that's conducive to that. If I'm applying to be a patisserie chef, where, I'm making cakes and pies, why am I going to put around all my history as a grill chef?
You're talking about the fudgery.
That's right. I'm going to put there like the fudgery. I mean, it's lots of other places besides the fudgery, Uncle Marv had his own little cupcake company for a little while, I did a lot of things in my 53 years, bro. But the thing is that you want to match your last 4 or 5 jobs that match with the job you're applying for.
Yeah.
The rest of that stuff, when you worked at McDonald's, but now you're going to apply to be a surgeon, they don't need to hear about your time in high school when you worked at Mickey D's. No, they really don't. They want to hear about your time as a doctor. So all like that, just our whole methodology of how we do resumes is on the way out. So you need to upscale. You can Google it. How should I be doing a resume nowadays in the modern world?
Yep.
And they'll give you lots of tips. But just so you know, that's one of the things that is on the outs.
On the outs.
That's right. And what else? You got anything that's on the outs, Martin, that you could think of?
No, man, like with all this streaming and everything going on, just, it really bothers me, the death of the video store, man. Remember back in the day when we used to go to Blockbuster?
Oh, the video store. That's not on the outs. That's out already. That's
I know, but it still bothers me, man. It used to be a whole experience. You get your girl, you go and you pick a movie, you maybe even fight a little bit about it. You're like, okay.
Well, I'm glad you picked video store because there's something else that's on the outs that's still around. Movie theaters.
Oh, yeah. It's on.
You can blame COVID because I'm going to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have that AMC, like a subscription, bro. I can go see 3 movies every week, whatever I want to see. Discount on popcorn. They gave me free snacks on my birthday. Life. But then the funny thing happened. People started getting sick.
Yeah.
I'm not like overly like, I don't want to be around people at all. But when you know that when you're in a movie theater, it has no airflow.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Lots of people got sick from the movies. You got people touching everything. Ain't like they go in them seats and they got vacuums.
Oh,
and they got disinfected wipes.
Sticky
That's
floors.
not happening, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So movie theaters going away out, and I'm telling you, people in Baltimore, my peoples in my hometown, New York, Miami, y'all part of the reason movie theaters is going away out because they got them T95 boxes, that Fire Stick hustle. Why? My TV is over 85 inches, baby. Why is I'm going to go sit in a stinky theater? You can't hear what they saying because kids is crying. People want to talk and tell the show. Then look, I got to tell you, in the 70s, it used to be funny when people talk to the screen. The killer right behind you. You're stupid. Look, the killer right behind you. It was amusing. But nowadays, I don't find it amusing at all. I paid like $14 for my ticket. I want to hear every word.
$10
Matter
for
of fact,
popcorn.
I want to be there early. I want to see all the coming attractions. I want to see everything my $15 then paid for. Now I can sit at home. I'm paying for streaming anyway, bro. And if you're not paying for streaming, you're still at home with a nice TV with surround sound. I mean, bro.
You're comfortable. You're more comfortable at home.
You know what I used to hate? I went to see Lord of the Rings in the theater. That movie's well over 3 hours. I had to pee. Man, you get up, then you want to ask somebody, people tell you, shh. You don't know what's going on. Like, what the heck happened? Where's Gandalf? How they getting this problem? I had to wait till they come to home anyway to find out what was going on. I mean, and when you're really into movies, you don't want to miss 1 second. But at home, you don't have them problems. You ain't got to and like when the theater really crowded, I always had a bad luck of having the stinkiest, the person that don't know and believe in showers,
Soap.
sit next to me, and then a guy that must be his cousin that is also don't take showers, sit on the other side of me, bro.
Oh, man.
I can't enjoy my food if I'm smelling something smells stink. I can't enjoy none of that. So for me, movie theaters is on the outs, bro.
Yep.
And with the price of the ticket and the price of how much they charge for snacks, bro.
It's popcorn. It's not worth $9.
I'm not paying
Popcorn.
I'm not paying $10 for popcorn.
Ugh.
Not doing it. Not doing it. So, you know, bro, that's, you know, that's just on the outs, man.
On the outs, man.
On the outs. So, listen, I want to tell everybody that movie theaters on the outs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it is, you know, and I hope that that everybody enjoyed our segment. Every week, we're going to have things that's on the outs, you know, that we
There's a
feel
lot
is
of
on the
them.
outs. You got anything else that you feel is on the outs, Martin?
No, I was just reminded when you told me Lord of the Rings, when I was watching it in the movie theater, someone unfortunately had a seizure. So the movie was already 3.5 hours long, and we had to wait 1 hour and 20 minutes for someone to come in. I mean, thankfully the person was great, but we didn't get out of the movie theater until like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So I know what you mean.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Look,
Lord of the
bro.
Rings, man.
Look.
Already long enough.
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you something. And, you know, I'm going to want you to hear this, right? You know, something else is on the outs, bro. Apple products on the outs, Martin.
Nah, man.
I know you love Apple. I know you love Apple products, Martin.
I'm an Apple zombie.
But listen, Americans don't realize it. 95% of the world does not use Apple. I'm going to tell you why. You know, oh, we got them bubbles and the video don't look right. Apple does it on purpose. Tim Cook was on TV talking about, well, tell your grandma to buy an Apple phone. It's how they try to get you locked in their ecosystem. You know, unless you're an artist, a musician, Mac suck. I'm a gamer, bro. I'm not trying to play them Apple games, son.
they're not that
I'm trying to
good.
have my Game Pass. I'm trying to
Yeah.
play good. That's just me. I know the Apple people can be like, oh, forget you, da-da-da. Bro. You know what I'm saying?
It was amazing when it first came out, but
Yeah, I mean, I had Apple when it first, like
Yeah.
the first four.
Like they haven't
After
really-
4, I had to move. I set
Yeah.
my game up. I'm just saying,
They
bro.
haven't innovated anything.
Yeah,
since,
I don't feel good
yeah.
about that chance that stock is slipping today. Apple stock is
Yeah.
slipping today, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Jobs is gone. That was the creative genius.
He was the force.
First,
behind
y'all
everything.
said,
Yeah, rest in
oh,
peace, man.
Apple, we
Genius.
don't like big phones. Nobody needs them. Then what do Apple do?
They get the big phones.
They see Samsung getting that shine, son, they going to make a big phone. Oh, photo booths are stupid. You know what Apple's making right now?
What are they doing?
Photo booths, man. Photo booths. Apple iPod, AirPods, they look like little toothbrushes, bro. I know a kid, he made me laugh. He said, oh, he wanted to show off his girlfriend because he's poor. His mother said, I'm not buying you no Apple AirPods. They cost too much. He stick his little electric toothbrush ends in and sitting there bobbing his head like he listen to music, son. I'm just saying, man. To me, Uncle Marvin think that Apple's on the way out, you know. I mean, it might not be, but, you know, I'm just saying. Call me Apple hater all you want. I expect a whole bunch of emails from the people.
It's
But,
coming.
bro,
It's coming.
it's coming, bro. But that's today's segment of On the Outs. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, you're listening to Uncle Marv
Your boy Martin Marr.
on the Keeping It Old Fashioned show. And if you're listening to us, watching us on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Uncle Marv's beefbacon.com. Find us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on the radio, it's probably on She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip hop, baby. You know, keep it locked in. We'll be right back.
The Keepin' It Old Fashioned Show presents Martifacts. Martifacts. Martifacts.
All right. Marty.
What's
Now,
up?
for people that don't know, Martifacts is like, you know, Martin reads all the time. We're both avid readers, but he finds the most interesting things, you know, facts, tidbits, historical stuff. Sometimes it's, you know, just stuff that makes you go, you know, wow. So what fact do you have today for us, Marty?
All right, my brother. Today, my first one is, did you know, and this is going to make a lot of people happy, did you know on average, people who complain actually live longer? Complaining releases this tension, increases immunity, and boosts your health. So for all those people out there that like to complain about every little thing, you're going to live longer. It's actually good for you. believe it
Oh
or not.
my goodness, man. Let me tell you something. I know like 50 people that's gonna live forever. They're gonna be like, yeah, bro. They're gonna be like, like vampires. They're gonna be around like 300 years because all they do is complain, son.
Yeah, you don't want to push it and let it out, man. Let it out. All right.
What else you got for
All
me,
right, my
baby?
second one. Did you know, after many tests, researchers have actually found out that Oreos are way more addictive to the brain than cocaine and heroin.
Okay, when you're saying Oreo, because I'm from Baltimore, you're not saying Oreo the bird or like the sorry baseball team that ain't been good since 1981 that I'm really hot with. I can't even show my face when baseball season comes.
back,
You mean
Cal.
Oreo cookie?
Oreo
the,
cookies.
the chocolate cookie with the white creamy inside. That's what you're talking about, Marty.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you're saying that this does what?
It's more addictive to the brain than cocaine and heroin.
Somebody might want to take that to a lab because
They did. They
I
did
always
research.
thought it had some crack crystals in it. You know what I'm saying? Oreo cookies, the white filling is like you want to scrape that out and,
Yep.
lick it all on your girl. You know what I'm saying? Oreos is fire. Oreo milkshakes.
Oh,
I
man.
love them, son.
Ice
Oreo
cream.
cheesecake. Down with it, son.
Yep.
Oreo pancakes. Yes, I make Oreo pancakes,
What,
bro.
you do?
Do I? Oh.
Oh, man. I gotta get
Oreo
those.
pancakes. Yeah, my kids is like, being a chef, my kids love growing up with me because they always ate fire food, son. Yes. What else you got for me? Whatever facts
All
you
right.
got, Martin.
The last one is, did you know the few odors, as pleasing as the new car smell? That, we all love the new car smell. But did you actually know that it's actually a collection of about 50 chemicals? A lot of them are actually toxic. So when you're smelling your new car, you're like, that smells great. You're actually smelling things that are actually in petroleum and nail polish, things that to clean VCR heads, things like that. What happens is you kind of, get like a sentimental connection to your new car, so you actually learn to love that smell. But you smell those smells every single day, but your brain doesn't connect that, as a pleasing smell because you're not in a new car. So I do personally miss my new car smell. Unfortunately, it's gone now, but all it is a bunch of chemicals in your car.
I'm going to add something to it because a lot of people don't realize this unless you live up north. The main chemical in new car smell is the rust proofing.
I didn't know that.
Yes, because see, you live in the South, and you don't have them throwing salt to melt the
I
snow.
remember that when I lived in Nevada.
So
Yeah.
you gotta realize that main ingredient, because when you go to get rust proofing and you update your car, it smells just like that new car smell, pretty much, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. It's good stuff, man. Artifacts, as always, crazy, weird facts, but enjoyable to talk about it. If you're going to listen to this show every week he's going to have a different set of artifacts for you. Some that make you go, wow, really mind blowing. Others kind of comical. Other things useful. A lot of it not useful, but interesting nonetheless.
Useless
So,
facts are the best.
thank you for those artifacts, Martin.
very
Right
welcome.
now, I want to tell everybody to keep it locked in our podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, Uncle Mar's BeefBacon.com. They keep it at old-fashioned shows home. You'll be seeing us on video. Get to see us there, And if you're listening somewhere else and you're listening through our radio partners, this is She Real Radio, home of the kings and queens of R&B and hip hop. Like to thank them for carrying our show, and it's we feel real love being on this station.
we do. Yes,
That's
we do.
right. So keep it locked in, folks. We'll be right back. It's your man Uncle Marv,
And your boy Marty Mar.
keeping it old fashioned show. We're keeping it old fashioned, baby. Stay locked in.